Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are having a fantastic day. Again, another little dreary day here in Louisville right before Thanksgiving, and I want to say thank you so much for all the love you've been doing in the last videos. This video is just to kind of give back to you and some of the scams that car dealers do with your down payment. The video I'm going to show you was recorded in my car, and I know I'm going to get some people out there to say, hey, listen, why are you recording in your car? It's unsafe, blah, blah, blah. Well, I did have a camera mounted in there, and obviously I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize my safety or anybody's safety out there. I usually don't record videos for YouTube in my car like that, but in this case I did because I was recording this video for the private only members group of my YouTube section. So if you'd like to become a member of it, there is a join button right next to the subscribe button, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn your bell notifications on as well. And if you don't see the join button, there is a link in the description. So I do kind of things like this all the time for the members only section of the channel. I try to interact with those people a little bit more one-on-one, and obviously there's a cost to do so, so it's a way to support my channel as well. So I'm going to show this video in its entirety, no cuts from what I published to them. I just want to be able to show you so you can see something I do for the members only section. And of course, if there's anything I can ever do, don't hesitate to reach out to me at chevydude.com. Don't forget also, we got the last few days of the Chevy Dude Apple Watch 4 giveaway. That link is in the description as well, so make sure you enter to win that Apple Watch. Here's the video. Enjoy. Good morning, Chevy Dude Insiders members group. I told you I would do behind the scenes as part of your membership with the channel. Well, I'm going to do this video down the road, but I'm going to give you some insight on car buying process before I release it to the public. So money down, you hear me talk about money down all the time. It's very, very important with money down. When I am coming to you and saying I want money down, it's for one reason, and that's to benefit you the most. However, there are many dealerships out there who want money down to create gross profit in their car deal. And you're like, well, how does me putting money down create gross profit for the car dealership? It's kind of confusing, right? Well, the car business is a little confusing. It's sad that it's confusing. It should be more transparent. It should be more easier to buy a car. But this is how money down helps the dealership make more money on your car purchase. Tip number one, money down automatically decreases the monthly payment. So therefore, if you walk in and say, hey, I've got $5,000 down and I've got, X amount of, payment, blah, 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 they're going to hear that, but they're probably going to ignore it. So what's going to happen is a lot of old school dealers will pencil you. Pencil is when you take the first numbers out to you and stuff like that. In the industry, the trade, the terminology is called pencil. So when they pencil you your payment, they're typically going to come at you with 30% down. Yes, 30% down. Where most people are not putting big money down, that creates a wave in their thought process, a hiccup, if you will, and now that customer is going to be focused on other things rather than the things they should be concerned about. So they're going to be focused on the down payment. They're not going to be focused on the payment. They're not going to be focused on the price. They're not going to be focused on several factors. So when a dealership pencils you at 30% down, you're like, oh, wait a second, I'm not putting $12,000 down. I don't have any money, whatever the case may be. I only have $1,000. I told you up front, I've got $2,000, whatever the case may be. That's what that is. So that gets you to focus on that. So that way they can sit there and be like, okay, perfect. If you can do $2,000 down at a $400 payment, we'll make that happen after a long process. So with that being said, if they could have got you to $400 a month with $2,000 down the very first time, they should have done so, but they don't, because they sit there and play the games and see how much money they can get out of you. So tip number two for how dealerships create gross profit with your money down would be with the banks. So obviously with the banks loaning money, they reward you with several factors, obviously credit being one of those, but we're not going to talk about that today. They're going to reward you as a consumer with big money down, loan to value being at 80% or lower, they're going to reward you with better interest rates. So therefore, if the dealership can work out with banks to get lower interest rates, say that you can only get 4.9 at your dealership, well, they can get 4.25. They can mark that loan up and make money on you. Now, that's not a bad thing. If you're not eligible to get 4.25 and the dealership can get you 4.9, let the dealership make the money, right? I get it. We all want to save money. We all don't want to spend the money. We don't want to. I get it 100%. But the fact of it is, it does help them out, because a lot of dealerships now will sit here and have flat systems set up with the banks, and that means that regardless of what rate they tell the dealership, they pass that rate along to you as well. So therefore, if they can get 4.25%, then they're going to pass it along to you, because it doesn't make them any more money to mark up the rate. So that's something that's changed a lot in the last few years, but it does still happen, and that's the way they also make money on you, is with the rate. Tip number 3, it's all about leasing. Leasing is the best way dealerships can make gross profit off you with your money down. So the biggest thing with leasing is there a lot of terminology that you're not used to. Selling price is now capitalized cost reduction. So that's a terminology on the sales contract that you simply just don't understand or don't see. So you just look at it and you move on. Typically, there's no sales tax on leases. Sales tax is based off the payment, not the price of the vehicle. So the sales tax is a lot lower. So if you see a goofy number in or around the sales tax number, they can kind of hide money in there, and you're paying profit off of that as well. Also, it allows them to sell the vehicle at a much higher price. So if you're looking on the internet and the dealership, even mine to speak, has a price of $29,000 on a vehicle with all the manufacturer rebates, well, those rebates do not calculate over to a lease. Now, rebates don't create gross for a dealership yet. I'm going to tell you about that here in a second. They are from the manufacturer, and they sit there and help you with the cost of the car. Well, when you go to a lease, those don't transfer over. They're only for the actual retail purchase. So there are a few rebates sometimes on a lease. It's called capitalized cost reduction as well. So it's two terminology for the same thing, for different things, and the same terminology for separate things is what I meant to say. So that's confusing as well. So they can create there, or they can sit there and sell it for higher MSRP because you don't know what you're looking for. Number 4, let's say you've got a trade. Cash down can definitely affect what your trade is worth. So let's say you've got a trade worth $5,000. Let's do this. Let's say you have a trade worth $20,000, and the dealership knows you have X amount of money down. They know you have certain payment, and they can get there, but they only give you $18,000 for your trade. Now, I've talked about this on trade-in secret video that I've done that's done really, really well back in the summer. So it's called scooping your trade, or it's called holding on your trade. Scooping something else. So it's called holding on the trade. And that's a way they can make money. So if you're wanting a $400 payment, you have a $20,000 car, and they can get there with only using $18,000 of the value of your car, they certainly will do it, because that just increased their profit by $2,000. And number 5, this is a tricky one. This is completely 100% unethical, but it happens every single day. With your money down, again, with proper qualifying, proper interview, proper setup from the salesperson, they can figure out all the information on your deal. And if there are rebates on the vehicle that they have not fully disclosed, they can scoop the rebate. Remember, I used scoop earlier in the video? I was thinking this part of the video through as I ad-lib everything and I don't script anything out. So yes, so they can scoop rebates, which in case would be profit to the dealership. Now, scooping rebates is 100% wrong. It's maybe borderline illegal, and definitely dealership manufacturers do not want you to do it as a dealership. So there's hidden ways that dealerships do it. There's all sorts of hidden ways that I could talk probably 3 hours of how dealerships hide money from the consumer and stuff like that. It's just difficult. That's why I do these videos, to better inform you
when it comes time to purchasing a car. So there's your 5 tips on how dealerships make money based off of your down payment. I'm gonna do a better video on this down the road to publish, but this is you know, kind of a while I'm driving to work type thing, and kind of, you know, detail oriented, but not so much, you know, I got some mistakes in here and hiccups and stuff like that, and I just don't feel like editing for you guys, because you guys are the best, and I really appreciate you being part of the channel. If there's anything I can do if there is anything I can do for you, just reach out to me, chevydude.com. Have a great day and drive safely.